What's up, y'all? This is Devani. This is a YMDR video. So, one thing that I forgot to go over with y'all, this would be the last thing I probably go over with y'all about YMDR, but it's very simple. YMDR, I'm going to go over impact, and I'm going to go over investment. So, impactment and investment. So I'm going to go over those two things for y'all in YMDR and what it actually does to better YMDR, and if we had more people, what it could do. So impact in YMDR is somewhat pretty easy, but it somewhat isn't. It depends on people who want to do this for real. Like, it depends on if you want to impact the world with whatever you have. You know, it depends on if if you're driven enough to do it. You know, because a lot of it can be because, hey, I may just want to get in this for a few and then get out, and that's usually the mentality that we get from it. There's some people who can say, oh, well, I want to impact people for real. I want to be all in. And so a lot of what I would say, sorry y'all, I'm eating, but a lot of what I would say when it comes to the impacting part is what's the most usual thing to want to impact somebody with? Well, we impact people with our talents. Our talents are just used as an outlet to kind of get to know the person in general. And so if it's able to help us get to know the person in general at hand, it kind of can escalate into different ways to how we can better be able to be looked at differently from the person. And so that helps them to understand even Christianity itself. What that does is it gives a better outlet to Christianity. It gives them a better way to say, look, like, the church doesn't hate anybody. The church loves every person, and all the misconceptions that people may have about the church is probably something that's not necessarily true. And so it gives them a better outlook on that from the impact. And so a lot of that impact can be from the talents that you have. You could be in the same room with somebody who does music, or be in the same room with somebody who does art. You could be in the same room with somebody who does engineering, and you could just be somebody there who's impacting them. Like, you willingly say things, and you're willing to be there for them. You're willing to help them with certain things, and just from you doing that, that's impacting them. And so a lot of why YMDR, I feel like, is something people usually don't jump on board to, is because it takes a lot of impacting. You have to want to impact people in this very way, because a lot of what I see too for most people, is that when it comes to impacting others, there's always something that can get in the way of people wanting to do this full time. Because there's just different things that go on. Different people move on, do different things. They want to move on, do different things, and that happens sometimes. But if you're passionate about impacting people and really wanting to show them that Christianity isn't just full of crap, like, Christianity isn't just something that's this. Christianity isn't just something like, it's almost like if you keep hitting the nail on the head to tell them that it's not necessarily what everybody thinks it is. It's like you make a difference that way. And so it gives them a better way to look at you in that context, because it's like you're not trying to force anything on them. You're just being who you are as yourself, and they're taking example from that. And so if they're taking example from that, they're seeing it for what it really is. And so in that way, when you do those things, that's impacting them, and that's impact. And so YMDR is like an impactful group on both sides, Christianity and people who don't believe in faith. It impacts both, because for some reason people can say, as a Christian, you you're doing these things to you're doing these things for your own selfish needs or your own needs. Well, that's kind of where the finances come in and the different things come in, where it's more than just the impact, it's more than just that. Because, you know, if you don't know, I being the person I am, I invest in YMDR. I invest a very big chunk of my money to YMDR a lot. And it's not necessarily, you know, this camera, that's necessarily what it's for. The things I have in my room, you know, you can see some of it probably. You know, like the speakers and stuff like that, you probably can't see it. But yeah, like I invest a lot of different things into YMDR for multiple reasons, because of the fact that, you know, one, I'm trying to impact others. And then, you know, on top of that, I'm trying to say, if I want to impact others, I believe in it enough to a point where I'm going to invest in it. And so, like, that's even why, you know, I've created the things where, you know, and if you didn't know, shoot, if y'all didn't even know, crud, this box, ugh. So if y'all didn't know, I got a YMDR t-shirts that y'all can get if y'all need. I got X large, large, and medium. And so I bought some of them some time ago. I still got some left. I'll put the stuff in the description. And yeah, you can actually, if you want, you can just, you know, I gotta do some modeling probably for it. Ask some people if they want to do modeling for it and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, what's gonna happen is I'll just, you know, if you want one of those shirts, you can just buy them. They're like, what is it, $11? Like $11 pretty much. But yeah, you know, like what I don't know is that that's usually what happens with YMDR, is that I invest my money and my resources into YMDR to kind of use it to impact others. And so a lot of what people would think when they donate, you know, there's people, sometimes I do it on the street corners and people don't donate to it, and sometimes they think it's because it's a scam because of the website. It's on blogspot.com. Yes, I know. It's not a scam though. Not a scam at all. And so the reason why it's, you know, I feel like a lot of what I just wanted to kind of counteract and with that is just to tell people that, you know, this thing that I do, I use it to impact others. And I believe in it so much. I believe in impacting people and community so much that that's why I spend my resources on trying to do that very thing. And so that's how I make these CDs. I don't make these CDs from, you know, from anything out of the ordinary. That's why I've literally made these CDs. Sweet Dreams, that's why they're made, is because I want to impact my city. And so obviously I haven't been all on in sort of thing, because, you know, my bike broke down some time ago, and so that's why I haven't been able to be around different people and do that with the way that I've been doing it. So yeah, like that's mainly why it hasn't really been able to be the way I would want it to. But at the same time, just because it hasn't doesn't mean I still haven't been there to want to impact people. And that's the main deal of why I've done YMDR for so long, you know, 2 years. And so it's been because I've wanted to impact the world with what God has given me and show them a better outlook on what people think of Christianity. And so I even apply my resources. You know, they look at it like, oh, well, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. When they don't know that, okay, like I invest way more money into YMDR than people think. Like that's why I have, you know, computer what is it, interface, my fault, the interface thing that's right here, and those speakers, you know, I have like a you know, that's a mic up there if you didn't see it. But yeah, like this is something that I literally do, and so I use it to impact my city. And so, and it gives people a sense of understanding that, wait, he's spending his money, he's spending his time, he's spending all these different things just to serve us. And so if that's something that he's doing, to serve his community, and he really cares for us, maybe we should invest in what he does with him. And a lot of that has happened, but at the same time it hasn't. Like, people haven't been willing enough to do it. And so a lot of what we see with why YMDR is not really at part like it would, like I could do it full time, because that's literally what does it come to, is that I really would want to do it full time, but a lot of reason why is because I don't have anybody to do it with. I do it by myself. I hit the people up that I hit up sometimes about doing different things, and yeah, they're there for me, but I don't necessarily have a team like that. And so that's why it's always, I have to do it, socially. And that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that if I did it full time that anything would change, but it just means that I would have more of something to work with. It wouldn't just be me always investing my money. It would be others wanting to invest theirs to kind of help with YMDR grow. And so that's would help if there was a lot more people. And so people usually think, when I'm telling them about community in this context, they think it's because I'm wanting to, I don't want to get people paid in this situation, or I don't want to do these sort of things. But I'm like, well, actually, you're going to get paid in YMDR, because if you got content, if you got the things that you have in YMDR, that's how it's going to escalate. That's how you're going to make money with me. So it's not like you're gonna be broke. It's just a context of you're gonna make money with YMDR. So it's like, you're gonna make money. This person gonna make money? That person gonna make money? All of that. And so, but it's all about if you have content. If you have content, that you make, and so you charge for it. Just a little bit. You don't have to charge as much as people think you do, but if you just start out with just your content that you would want people to share with the world, if you start out with that, start out with doing those things, having that content, you're going to impact them in that way. And so it's going to start off that you're going to have money to do it. But it's all about if we have people to do it. Impact can work when there's a lot of people. For some reason, people are more attracted to something when you're doing something when there's a lot of people involved, because usually it's because of the fact that it shows a bigger picture of what you're doing rather than just yourself. Because I could sit here and explain it to you, I'm about impaction over and over again. Like, I can literally do that all the time. But when there's not anybody here to express that, people could be like, this is kind of something he's made up in his own mind. Like, literally, that's how it's always been when I've even done YMDR in this census. And so this is what I would leave with when it comes to this context of impacting and me investing in YMDR. I would just say that if you're a Christian in Indianapolis and you want to impact your city through the things that you do, and you have a talent and you want to use that talent, if that's something that you want to do, use that. Be willing to use that. Be willing to emulate that. Be willing to be dedicated to keep it going. And find people who want to be like that. Find people who want to do those things. Find people who want to impact other people in this city. Because I tell you, we can do something really good if we just try. A lot of us can say, oh, well, yeah, I want to try, but it's like, I don't want to be a part of what the world wants me to be a part of. And I'm like, well, this isn't because of the world. We're doing this because we want to impact people. And so it's more about us getting in the lives of people and representing ourselves in a way that can kind of communicate our faith to them in a way that shows them we love them and shows them that they have a sense of being around us. And a lot of it can be because if we show them love, they can show us love back. And in the reality of it, if we care for these people, they'll care for us back. And you see, that means they can care for us on a bigger level than what we've been thinking. That means they could probably be impacted by what we do so much they could actually consider going to church. They could actually consider, wanting to do these different things. They could actually consider wanting to be a part of it. Like they could actually do that. And so if you don't have anybody to just do those sort of things, it can come off as, oh, well, you don't necessarily care. And so that's why I've done it for this long, because I've gotten in the lives of other artists and other people because I wanted to impact these artists. Because yes, these artists make content, and yes, they have people who can do it with them. But you see, if we, as the church, care for the people in this city, we would take time out to want to impact them in a real way so it can actually be seen rather than just heard of. Because it's one thing to say you care about your city and don't do anything, but it's another to say you care about your city and actually show it. And that's all I'm going to leave with. That's all I'm going to say on that context of what this is when it comes to this YMDR video. I thank anybody who is watching this video and who has watched this video. I hope that you share this video. I hope that you vlog about this video. Tell people about it. It's not something that needs to be hidden. You can literally tell somebody about it and it's cool. Like, tell somebody who's in Indianapolis about it. Let people be flourished to literally come in and actually want to see this for themselves, because this isn't something that I've been doing out of my own selfish gain. I've done it because I literally wanted to impact the world, and so I'm impacting it, and I'm using my finances to do it as well. And if you want to do that, you are not obligated to do it, but if you are compelled to do it, then I suggest you do. But I hope you have a good day. I hope you enjoy your night. I'll be enjoying mine. I gotta freaking eat this food. Got all this food right here. Some apple juice, fight the power. But I'll be seeing y'all. I hope y'all have a good day, and yeah.